Are you ready?
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts
right here, right now.
Message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.
And welcome to the home of the Hogs.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them ain't lay low. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back up at the top, I want to hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them that the break is over. I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them ain't lay low.
Hold up.
On the road, I got what they waiting for. Run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them ain't lay low. I told you, nothing, dog. Get your soul.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Hog HQ Live. This is episode 47. And as always, tell a friend. Brad Stanton, I see you over there. Tell a friend. You know what it is. Jay Johnson, can't forget you. You first in the comments again. Let's get it. Absolutely. Drop that beat. Hey, look, I don't know who got the sound system on the intro, but the bass line, the 808s, is really jumping. So shout out to Adam for dropping the intro music as he always does, man.
I spend too much time finding stuff.
All right, so you are not tripping, okay, people that's watching. You got the two P's in the pod tonight, all right? So this man right here, this is Adam and I'm DP. Hart is out tonight. He is not feeling so well. We wish him well. He'll be back with us next week. But tonight, you got me and Adam jumping on doing what we do, and we're going to do it well. So before we get into all of that, you know we got to pay some bills. Let's go ahead and run that real quick before we get into this basketball.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything sports betting. Every stat, matchup, breakdown, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during games. With the largest catalog of odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, NBA, to political props. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online. The game starts here.
Y'all know we got to pay them bills. Got to do it. We appreciate you guys for being patient, but we got to get that in there. Check this. It's an interesting week. Of course, we got basketball, and of course, we're going to recap the Mississippi State win. But before we do, I have something. Yeah. Yeah, this right here.
Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. If you know, you know. And if you don't, get with it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Look, so some people say, I can't believe grown men are playing video games. Well, I tell you what, every man has a vice. Some people drink, some people smoke, some people do hard drugs, some people play video games to stay in their house and save their money. Hey, it's better than being in the streets. So it is what it is. Anyhow, as I enjoy this premium Coca-Cola in the bottle. What you call it again? Adam?
Call it around these parts, it's Mexican Coke. You get them at the Mexican grocery store in town.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Y'all know I work for the company, so we got them everywhere. Oh, and we got a quote-unquote holiday coming up, do we not? It's holiday.
Oh, Halloween.
Yeah. You see that?
Oh, so you're just going all out.
Hey, no, well, I hosted a little Halloween weekend dinner party. So I cooked up some things, and the thing was wear your Halloween theme shirt. Anyhow, it is what it is. Oh, Jay said he been on it since Friday. As soon as he must got the early. He must have pre-ordered and got it.
Still haven't up yet.
Oh, he got it on Xbox and got it for free. Because my partner on Xbox said they got it for free. This grown man sits and waits for all his cute live each week. Brad Stan, and we appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you. Hey man, this is therapeutic for us as well. So we definitely enjoy the fellowship when we get on here with you guys. But let's go on right into it. The reason why you're here. And thank you for those likes on the screen already. Arkansas basketball. So we had a chance to have an exhibition this week. And I remember the conversation in the post in the group. Hey, this is an exhibition, guys. This is not a full tilt game. It does not count. So let's just take it for what it is as opposed to going over the edge and shooting for the stars. So Arkansas does come out with the victory, 85-69 over Kansas. Bill Self and Coach Calipari, two legendary Hall of Fame coaches going head-to-head in exhibition. Of course, all monies were donated and put to charity in the city of Springdale. So that was pretty dope. That was great to give back to the community, and I love that part of Coach Cal, and he loves to be a part of the community, so I definitely love that. You got some clips for us? Or you got some?
What do we want to roll? We'll roll with this is from Hog Beat, but this was from the fans, from the stands. This is Cal's entrance, just so we can all take in his first true entrance into Bud Walton for a game.
Shout out to Hall Beat for providing that clip. We definitely appreciate that. Look, it was a different experience. Like I said, he talked about the standing ovation and the roar of the crowd. The only time he ever heard that from this crowd is when he got ejected in the game when Kentucky came to play Arkansas and he got booted. So, yeah, shout out to the fan base for showing up, pulling up, and being supportive to watch the game. Now, I'm going to say before we get started, I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid. But as who says in the comment, Brad, we got some players. Mm-hmm. We got some players, man. And I was very excited because we always talk about, freshmen. Boogie Flan is Boogie.
To have, your first collegiate game, and exhibition or not, it's your first collegiate game against the number one team in the country. Even Coach Cal said himself in post-game, like, let's not do backflips here. They were down players, whatever. But to go out and have no rust, no butterflies, or at least if you had them, you weren't showing them. And to just command the court like he did, offensively, defensively, one thing that I loved from him, seeing besides the 6 steals that he had,
Yep.
He's not afraid of that mid-range jumper. If
Correct.
you give him any space, he's going to pull up. And that's something that I know, especially last year, I felt like we missed on. Even DJ Wagner, I've said since Cal and Wagner Wagner finally jumped on board, I feel like this is his year to prove something. Because I know there are a lot of naysayers out there. Last year with him getting hurt and then coming back from injury, just didn't really seem like he was with it. So I think this is his year to show the college basketball world what he is.
Yeah, I seen Will with the comment for YouTube. He said Boogie will be the next big name guard that Cal produces. Absolutely. I definitely think being healthy and all things being said, he will be a one and done, a lottery pick at that. And I don't even know who else is out here playing, but he is that guy. And we know he's going to be coached to perfection to produce at the next level. I don't know if you saw the interview with Coach Cal and Coach K.
Oh, yeah, I posted it on Hog Talk earlier.
Yeah.
How college basketball is turning into professional basketball, but it's not a bad thing.
Right. So
I'd rather see these guys come to college for NIL money for a year. Maybe it ends up being 2 years, but a year versus going to the G League and being forgotten about.
Correct.
Not many people watch the G League. Yeah.
Matter of fact, the G League had a classic, a tip off, or something of that nature here, because G League is in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually go check out a game. I wish I would have go checked out Holland. What's his name?
Ron Holland.
Ron Holland. I wish I would have checked him out when he was playing.
The G League draft was yesterday, and Kamani Johnson got drafted by the Memphis Hustle.
That's what's up.
Still trying to get his.
Absolutely. Will also says DJ look nice, mature guard that we need. Definitely, because it'll come a time we seen Boogie look nice and comfortable out there like he's been here before, but it'll come a time where whether it's in conference play or it'll come down to tournament time where we need that veteran leadership, and DJ is definitely gonna be able to bring that. It's a great situation Cal has when you have young players who get doubted, who are highly ranked in high school, and people don't think they can make such an impact as a freshman. And you have guys who are tenured, who have been injured or whatnot, not producing the previous institution, and now they have something to prove as well. So everybody has something to prove. You're with a coach who is pushing the envelope as far as you competing with each other daily. And Davis, I like Davis. I know Coach said he had not practiced very much, and TB had not practiced very much. But it was good to see those guys on the court. It was good to see TB get above the rim with the oop on the glass that Boogie threw to him on the glass from the steal. So that was good to see TB back there in the uniform, an Arkansas uniform, and just being electrifying. You talk about mid-range jumpers and Boogie. The last time we had a player that had a nice mid-range jumper that made defenses alter their game was Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams was the last player. We see him at the top of the key. He would kick it, catch it at the elbow somewhere, and then post up and shoot. So it's good because now you draw defenders towards you, which opens up the inside right under the rim to get somebody an easy assist, to get a layup or alley-oop for a dunk.
Which is why I think we saw like Big Z, he had 4 assists himself. He's going to get the ball with 7'2". He's going to draw people out. That's going to get somebody open.
Correct. And
I was hoping to see the first alley-oop be from Big Z to Trevin, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, maybe later in the season we'll see some big on big love like that. But it was definitely great to see them be diverse in their playing style, not just thinking about all offense, but thinking about the fact that these guys are getting steals in the exhibition. These guys are playing defense, keeping the defender in front of them. So that was great to see. And the way Coach Cal demanded, the way that he takes command of a presser is unprecedented. At some point, I'm just waiting on him to say, forget about it. I'm just waiting on him to say that at some point.
He gets that Northeastern, that accent going when he gets going. You love it or you hate it. But I can go ahead and roll. This is Calipari and Coach Self post-game. Just a little snippet of both of them. I think both interviews were around 20, 30 minutes. Feel free to hit them up on YouTube. But this was Coach Cal, just his initial introduction into the press conference, and then what Bill Self had to say about Arkansas afterwards.
Gotcha.
I'll say a couple things and I'll answer questions. But look, they had 2 of their better players out. So let's not do like triple backflips. But what I liked was we really guarded the ball pretty good. For a team that's not been together long, for a team that has practiced with 5 guys for probably 2 weeks, we played against GAs.
Arkansas is really talented. I mean, they got great pieces and their guards. I mean, that'll be the best trio of guards we play against this year. There won't be anybody better than that we play against. So and then they got shot blocking and rim protection behind it. They got a good team. But
Hey, look, the fact that people, when you're a professional and in the industry and you're a veteran at what you do, you tend to be very complimentary of the other people that surround you. So I definitely understand what they did, but it's almost like Bill Self said exactly what Calipari said don't do. We're not doing triple backflips.
No.
Yeah.
But,
It was,
after that, after I cut it before he kept going, I mean, Cal then immediately went into the turnovers.
yeah.
He was just like, at halftime we had 3, then we ended up at 13. So he's like, how do you have 10 and a half? And he, kind of seemed a little put out with it. But he even said himself, like, there was one, and he referenced it to football, but he was just like, your quarterback threw it to the wide receiver, and your wide receiver drops it. And then the quarterback ran all the way down the field to yell at the wide receiver to make it look like it was his fault or whatever it was. And so he said they had that moment where whoever had the ball was the cause of the turnover and tried to make the other person out to be the one that was the cause of it. And he was like, we're not doing that.
Right.
And he flat out said, too, missing Adu was part of their rebounding woes, but it was one of those that he told them, too. If you're not going to come rebound, if you're not going to go for the ball, you're not going to play.
Right. And another part, I think the second part after he said that segment in his presser, he said something about if you can't get it done, then I have to pull you. I have to find somebody else who can do it. And when I heard those references, especially the football reference, I said, only if we had a football coach who would say that. He said, how do you get that? He was talking about the offensive prowess and the defense intensity. He said, how do you get that? He said, you demand it. And I immediately would reference Nick Saban. I mean, you have to demand excellence at the end of the day. So I definitely understood that. I definitely appreciate him. The way that I thought at one point when they were asking the questions, he was going to be like, did I just talk about that? Don't ask me that again. Like, I love the way he just takes over the press conference. He say everything that you think you're going to ask and say just basically don't ask it. Now I'm going to take questions. Ask me something other than what I just said to you. So,
I loved I know they're not going to do it when the season gets going, but, we get the interviews after halves or before halves or whatever, but, give me keep these coaches mic'd up during games.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah. Brad Sutton says, I'm excited to see how they develop this year. Should be fun. Absolutely. I mean, just, we talk about the turnover in college basketball at this point. Basically, you put a new team on the floor every single year, depending on the university. And it's just great to see how guys can come in young and talented and see how much chemistry they can build with the coach and be able to get through some tough because the SEC schedule is going to be tough this year. Like I say, every year the SEC is getting tougher and tougher, especially with the portal. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys grow, gel, and work together in hard times. Pigpen, shout out to Pigpen watching us on YouTube. Kentucky hated DJ last year, shaking his head. We'll take him with open arms. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's his revenge tour.
Yep. Jay Just said if Friday was a preview of what Flan can bring to the season, we better enjoy what we can. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, he's going to be
a lottery pick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He has an NFL body for a young player. The guy's from New York.
Go get a guard from New York City every possible chance you can get.
You remember the last great one we had from New York City, right?
His name was Brandon Dean?
Kareem Reed.
Where was Brandon Reed?
Brandon
Dean.
B Dean might be from up north. He might be from up north, but I just remember
Kareem Reed.
Yeah, I went to school with him. Well, when I went to school, Kareem Reed was done or finishing up.
No, he's from Louisiana. Yeah. Let's look at New York City. So Kareem Reed, we'll put Boogie Fland up there. Go to Chicago. You got Patrick Beverly. Go get these big city guys and bring them to Arkansas.
Yeah, because the level of play, and we talking about on the blacktop. We just talking about neighborhood basketball.
Hmm.
It's a different level of toughness when you come from those cities and they demand a type of respect. Like it's legendary playgrounds in those larger cities where guys really earn their respect from the people in the neighborhood and from big time NBA players who end up coming to those parks and playing. So we definitely need that toughness. So you can tell that he's not gun shy. He's definitely mature for his age, Boogie Flan, and was able to come out there and do what he did and looked like he had fun doing it.
Hmm.
Will says, and then it look 3-4 best guard. It could have been
I think he was kind of off, if you
yeah,
will. But he'll get with it. Not everybody's going to be on.
yeah. David said it was nice to see multiple ball handlers on the floor. Absolutely, because the last couple of years, what's his name? JD Note.
Yeah.
He he just dribbled all over the damn floor until the damn shot clock went down.
Mason
So
Jones did it too.
hell yeah, but he ended up. I mean, the job that was done with Mason Jones to get him to be SEC Player of the Year, that was just a remarkable coaching job. We knew he had it in him; it's in his DNA. But to see him do it in Arkansas uniform, that was dope. Darrell had tons of potential. Small ball four can develop into an athletic 3D player. Absolutely, absolutely. Our guy that's not feeling well, but tapping in with us too early. Mr. Hart says, but this is the most talented team ever. Could it? You know what, Matt?
I'm not going to say this because I have my own receipt from last season, and we all saw how that turned out. So
Yeah. Put it to you like this. I'm gonna be in the moment, and I'm gonna enjoy what I'm watching, and I'm gonna be a proud alum in the process of doing that. But I'm holding my horses, but I'm keeping my eyes open. I feel like this next year's class may be the most talented class, numbers wise, ranking
Yeah, well,
wise.
I mean, we've already seen with this first one. I mean, Cal's already brought in what was it, the top 3 out of 5 or something like that in Arkansas's recruiting history.
Yeah,
So, but outside of Nick Smith Jr. and Al Jefferson, who didn't even play at Arkansas, but he still shows up on that recruit list.
speaking of players who were here or supposed to be here, wasn't it great to see Corliss Williamson?
Oh, in the pregame,
Yeah, yeah, that was dope. That just means to me that we are getting back to that space where we feel like we are bringing back older players who
there were
are
several
part.
older players before the game taking pictures with Cal over the last. That's one thing that he's done since he's been here was bringing back these guys.
Yep. Ty, welcome back, Ty. Mike the coach up. Sell live feed tickets for
I mean,
NIL money. Not a bad idea.
why not?
Yeah,
You're going to
not a bad
nickel and
idea.
dime everything else.
Hell yeah. That's a good point, Adam. Getting big city kids to come here could change the narrative about Arkansas in the future. And the crazy thing about it, Matt, we talk about kids from big cities. Some of the guys who are at Arkansas, I think they were in 11th grade, 12th grade, 11th grade players who transferred to these academies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also gives them the ability to play against elite talent, game
On
in,
first
game out.
ones.
Absolutely. So that's
That's what these
definitely going to
guys
help.
do. And that's one thing getting Cal having Memphis right in our backyard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they put out players too, so it's can you go steal them from Penny or from wherever else they're going to end up?
Mm-hmm.
Cal's still obviously a well-known name around the country, but especially the city of Memphis.
Absolutely. We got to be able to have a footprint. We talk about that in football in particular, but in regards to basketball and the coach that we have at the helm at this point, you can go around the country and recruit anywhere you want to because of who you are. And we definitely got to have that. Clint says, nice to see defense getting takeaways and rebounds lead to fast breaks. Absolutely. At some point, I think we're going to get to this whole 40 minutes of hell under Coach Cal. And I'm only saying that because we talk about playing hard strict defense and lead to fast breaks and really have a defensive presence. And I think at some point the three ball will get going once they get comfortable with each other and start running some plays and getting some motion. So I definitely think it'd be cool to see that. Saw Nick Smith Jr. could be out for the season. Really?
I feel
Really?
like is that a joke at Nick Smith Jr.?
Could be. Because Shannon Booth has also posted some other stuff in here that we just disregarded. But let me get to David's comments. The difference between this season and last is we have a coach that has both feet in, and the transfers we brought in have played at other major universities and have played big time ball already. We didn't bring in a bunch of mid-major players.
Speaking of, hey, because we did it last year, but shout out to Coach Musselman for beating Gonzaga and Caliph Battle in their charity exhibition game.
Wait a minute. USC scheduled Gonzaga with a former player that much used to coach.
Correct.
Only Musselman. Only
And
Musselman
USC
would do that.
But like we saw last season, it doesn't really matter.
Yep. Justin Dunn says, I think Cal looks refreshed
100%.
by being in Arkansas. Absolutely. Agree. I mean, a lot of pressure was put on him, scrutiny.
Hey, and I'm going to touch
tenure.
on, while Justin's here, Justin made a post on his personal Facebook earlier that I 100% agree with. And I know that this is mainly, Razorback stuff, but it's Arkansas. But UCA and UAPB should schedule basketball and football games against each other year after year and do something in the city of Little Rock. You've got War Memorial, you've got Simmons Bank. Put a trophy on it if you want to, but make it a weekend event, if you will. Something they should look into.
So they all are under the U of A umbrella. So a lot of times when we play Arkansas Pine Bluff or we play Arkansas Little Rock in baseball or something, that check stays right in the family. And let's just be clear. Culturally, there are different groups culturally in this country who work with each other, who keep money in the community, which makes the dollar circulate, which makes so much sense to me. So I'm all about doing that. That just makes sense to me. Plus, the city of Little Rock, my hometown, that means you just increase the revenue in the city. You put more jobs in places. You stimulate the economy for the city, and that way they can have more money to build nicer things so people really want to go visit to have more sporting events. So I'm definitely down with that. Justin, thank you for that comment that Adam recognized on your personal page. Keep it going, my guy. Before we roll into football, you got anything you want to get on basketball before you roll it?
No, I mean, we got TCU on November 1st. I think we might see, some different lineups. You might see some things change. Got to realize that we have Baylor game 2 of the season. So you got Lipscomb, I believe, on November 6th, and then Baylor on, I think, the 9th. So you got 2 games to prepare for the number 8 team in the country. So I think that the next 2 games you're going to see maybe a little bit more buttoned up than we saw game 1. And I think that's just, you don't have the luxury, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, to have a full non-conference of just kind of Lipscombs.
Right.
Or waiting until, after Thanksgiving break or Thanksgiving break for a Maui Invitational. Right. You're going with it game 2.
Sounds like a plan to me. But what we got to do? Pay them bills.
Let's take a quick break and talk about something just as important as Arkansas game day, your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are more than just siding. They've got everything you need to make your house look as sharp as a fresh pair of game day cleats. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking. You name it. Whether you're building a whole new home or just giving it a little extra TLC, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply nearby. So if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, head on over to premiumsidingsupply.com. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
PremiumSupplySiding.com. Please go check those guys out. Shout out to Premium Supply for being a sponsor for the show. We definitely appreciate you for doing what you do and helping the state of Arkansas build beautiful extremities and add it onto their home. So we definitely thank Premium for that love. Real quick, let me get Jay's comment. We're going to go straight to this football and get this SEC roundup going. Jay Jones said, I'm all for Arkansas schools playing Arkansas schools. Other states do it. Why not us? It just makes sense, right?
I think that's funny. One thing that Coach Cal did say before the game was he was glad to not play Kentucky State in an exhibition, whatever, throwaway game.
Right, but I think with the level the level of competition that he has on the floor as far as the players, he needs some real competition to get them guys ready for the season. Let's go ahead and roll into this football, this SEC roundup. Got some doozies this week, man.
Ooh, I don't like that white backer.
What? Wait,
What?
wait. In it. I'm looking for it. Do you see it? Because I don't see it. Am I missing something?
What are you talking about?
I don't see the screen. I don't see the thing.
Is it not up?
No, it's not. And somebody tell me in the comments. Jay, you see it in the
Can
comments?
you see the screen?
Yeah, somebody tell me in the comments. Can you see the screen and see the SEC roundup? Because I don't on my end. Now the comments stop. How does that happen?
Let's see. Yeah.
Jay, Justin,
up.
David. Well, I can't see it.
Well, let's go. Number
Here you
5, Texas 27. Number 25, Vanderbilt 24. I feel like you're really perturbed right now. Like you're really distraught for this.
I am. Okay, it's up. Everybody's saying it's up, and I can't see it on my end for whatever reason. Either way it go.
Vanderbilt's doing their thing. They still lost, but
Dude, Vanderbilt almost beat them boys.
mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you got to get Clark. Hold on. This is going to sound crazy. I wish I could show y'all my big screen. It's on the big screen. This is why I watch. This is why things happen. Okay, I'm on the big screen. I can see it. So, week 9 scores, right? You said Texas, and Vandy. Dude, I mean, at this point, with Texas being number 5, my real question is, does Arkansas have a chance to beat Texas? First world problems. Yeah, I watched it on the big screen, 70-inch in the boom boom room. Does Arkansas have a chance to beat Texas?
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I'm just asking the question. I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid.
I mean, honestly, this last stretch and the way some of these teams are playing, we have a chance to beat anybody.
I don't know. It somewhat gives me.
Ole Miss is struggling.
Yeah, it gives me a glimmer of hope. So that's interesting. Of course, LSU and A&M. It was in a Woo Pig Pick'em, and one person picked A&M. I know it was you.
It's reminding you.
Yeah, I know. As a matter of fact, you sent the meme in the group chat to let me know that you picked Money Man Sam. Yeah, so LSU, I think Arkansas just had a bad showing against LSU, and no matter when I watch A&M play, they've been dominant. Now, the fact they went back to Reed as their quarterback, that was a difference maker.
That was the reason they won the game.
Hell yeah. So I'm looking like, I thought the other dude was going to play. I'm like, nah, I'll take LSU on that one. But
well,
dude,
this posted a good question on Hog Talk before this, and it was using them as the example and kind of how we're seeing transfer portals, recruiting, whatever. Do you see more teams in the future potentially having 2 quarterbacks for situations like that?
Yeah, I think it depends on the philosophy of the coach. Because, one of the biggest quotes in all of college football is if you don't have a backup quarterback, then you don't have a quarterback. So I don't know how that really works. I don't know. I mean, we've seen stranger things in football.
Yeah, I'm in the mindset, and it's because we have Petrino here now, and we had him before, of having your guy, but your number 2 was on deck, ready to go, like we saw Mallet Wilson. I just think you run into a lot of issues when you have 2 guys that you're not sure week to week who's your starter.
Yeah. I also think it's okay. So you talk about that. I'll just parlay into this conversation. I think it pays dividends when your second string quarterback get first team reps in practice. Like you can tell this young man has been playing with the first team, the first offensive line, receivers, etc. He felt real comfortable out there. He was able to do what he did. So that definitely makes a difference. So yeah, I definitely think it makes something. Missouri got, man, they didn't score a damn point against Bama.
No, and before the season, their wide receiver Luther Burden was going to win the Heisman. He ain't going to win the Heisman. It's not scoring any points.
No, he been on the milk carton for the past couple of weeks, right next to Broden.
Who came back?
Yeah, who came back. So this was interesting to me about that game. 34-0. It begs a different question. Who is who? And I say that to say this. Every week Missouri finds a way to win. And we like, okay, they just find a way to win. They come from behind, etc. And then Alabama just blows them out. So is Alabama good or is Missouri trash? Or what is that?
I think Alabama's still finding themselves under their new coach.
I can dig it.
I think that Alabama, there are some things obviously that wouldn't fly under Nick Saban, and some of it's the culture change.
Right.
They'll figure themselves out, or they'll be looking for a new coach in 2 to 3 years.
Hey, I can't move on without Jay comment. He said I heard Crushfield was tailgating at PB.
I tried finding like any. Because I saw it, and I started digging, and I can't say I found anything, but I also didn't look for more than 5 minutes. I've been saying since the initial depth chart roster came out that we're going to see him in the portal.
Yeah. Now, Jay Johnson, man, you having a moment right here, brother. So anybody who know, if you know, you know, UAPB homecoming was this week, and I was going to ask Matt, if you still on here watching. Have you ever been to a UAPB homecoming? The answer is probably no. But I will say this. You are from the city, sir. You are a part of the community. You should attend a UAPB homecoming. It is good for the soul to go to the PB homecoming. So the fact that Crushville possibly was tailgating at PB, when his team that he played for was playing and getting their ass whooped against Bama, hey, that just means you so far in the depth chart, you're not on no traveling squad. So.
I mean, if you're not, I had issues with, the basketball squad for Arkansas last year, guys not traveling, and then they're hopping down to Fort Smith to get tattoos. So, I look at it when your team's playing, it's still business whether you're not on the travel team or not.
Gotcha. Todd said Bama went back to let Milroe run the ball, which apparently works for what they have as far as personnel is concerned. And, of course, the 17-year-old receiver that keep talking about every week. So, it is what it is. Moving on. OU and Ole Miss. That one. Ole Miss 26, OU 14. OU is just not it. They want to go back to the Big 12. That's what I'm seeing every week. I don't know what's going on with OU. They're not the OU of old. And I think it has something to do with their quarterback play. It has a lot to do with their quarterback play. Let's be clear with that one. Doesn't matter which one you put in there. They're not figuring it out.
Well, that's why they fired their OC.
Real quick. Got it over with. So Ole Miss finds a way to win. It made me think about how does Ole Miss feel going into this Arkansas game. You number 18.
Going to come out swinging.
But Arkansas always played Ole Miss tough. Either way it go, we'll see. It'll be on the Woo Pig pickle. Auburn finds a way to win. They beat Kentucky. And Kentucky beat Georgia. So that you just never know week to week in the SEC what's going to happen. Auburn finds a way to win. They make it happen. And, of course, Arkansas 58-25 on Mississippi State. That's the second highest points we scored this season behind the Arkansas Pine Bluff game. So, shout out to Bob Petrino. Shout out to Taylor Green. Now I can see the SEC standings. We're back. I don't look, technical difficulties, man. Things happen. Yeah. So, last week, Arkansas was at number 9. Now we're at number 7. I'm not going to lie to you. I seen this post-game, like SEC roundup, and I was like, Arkansas is on the upper half of this doggone list. It just feels good to see. I'm not going to lie to you. It feels good to see that, to be 5-3 as a record, which means at some point we should be able to win one more game. I don't know which one you want to call it. I think you said La Tech because you didn't pick us to win any conference games. Correct. But that means we're going to see Larry this year. Maybe we'll see Larry. The bowling ball. That's what it was, right? Larry. That's what he called it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what movie that's from?
No.
Big Lebowski.
Never watched it. Sorry.
You should.
Gotcha. Brad. No, I'm not from PB. Matt is from PB. I'm from Little Rock. So, but just to be clear, if you black and you from the state of Arkansas, and Pine Bluff got a homecoming, you grew up going to it. That's a thing. Like that's nothing new. You can ask. Most folks, especially central to South Arkansas, if PB got homecoming, yeah, it was just a cultural thing.
I'm going to feel really white asking this question.
Go ahead, bro.
on a scale of 1 to the movie Drumline, where are we at with UAPB homecomings?
I'm gonna say it's probably an 8. I'm gonna say it's probably an 8. And the reason why I say that is that particular back in the day they used to have a lot of better teams year to year. So it was about the football. But anybody who knows going to an HBCU or going to attend an HBCU game, it's about the band. So if you ever wonder when Arkansas plays Pine Bluff and everybody uses like, why are they staying in the stands? Because we're watching the halftime show. It's about the band, it's about the culture, it's about the history, it's about the songs they're playing that we actually know. So a lot of times when Arkansas band gets on the field, you be like, oh, that's the song I remember when I was a teenager. That's the same way we feel at a HBCU game in regards to how the band plays, the way they step. It's a whole cultural vibe. So I think it's more of a cultural vibe. And like I said, anyone is welcome to those games. It's definitely an atmosphere that you need to check out. So that's what that was about. I know y'all were covered, but our DVs better come to play. Man, Jay, you know we're going to get on it. Because I see my boy. I asked him to clip. I said number 8. Somebody clipped number 8. Missing damn tackles again. Justin Nunn says, oh, you need an offensive mind. As Coach Venables is not it. Well, I wish we could play him this year so we could take advantage of it. David, defense better step it up against Ole Miss and not depend upon them turning the ball over the way Mississippi State did. Where is the box?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the M4 is the sole reason for the ticket sales. That's the band. He talking about the band. Talking about the band. Brad, LOL, I asked because I grew up playing American Legion baseball and had a friend that pitched for Pine Bluff. Lost track of him along the way. Brad, I don't know all the black people in Pine Bluff. I'm sorry. I'm messing with you. But Matt, honestly, depending on the age group, Matt may know him. For real talk. Ty, over under on fake injuries. So hey, I'm going over, Ty. When I tell you that's an Ole Miss staple. Hey, they're moving too fast. Somebody fall, and they just fall. That happens every time we play Kiffin. So I definitely
the fact that the NCAA, everybody came out like, oh, we're going to start cracking down on this. And I think before we even got into SEC play, they had already had like 29 fake injuries.
That's crazy work. They got to. That's almost like the same thing when they talk about the Big 12 when they're throwing the horns down as a penalty. It should be a penalty for that crap. Like it's ridiculous.
Supposed to be. And then
Right.
it was just getting into the determination of them figuring out what's real. We can see it's real.
Yeah.
Like when they're looking over the sideline and then all of a sudden just drop like somebody shot them. I mean,
hey, Matt said, and Brad about to get to you. So Matt said, so would you believe my cousin was in the UAPB band within the last 8 years? Matt has more cousins than any white person I know. You don't even talk about your cousins. Black people talk about cousins all the time. Matt got cousins. He got a cousin on Arkansas team, play football. He got a cousin in the band.
Mm-hmm.
True story. You know where they come from. Brad said, wow, that went racial really quick. Absolutely.
We can commonly talk about these things.
Yeah, we can. We talk about it. Unsportsmanlike conduct on a faker, 15-yard penalty. Okay, thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. So, that is the end of the wrap-up, and we are not at the bottom, the doormat of the SEC, and I am so grateful and thankful for that. Shout out to Arkansas, man. Shout out to Arkansas. All right, what you got next, sir?
What do we have next?
Talk about this game.
Well, I know I was getting, I'm doing you a favor, and I think I found the video you've been requesting.
Okay.
So let me get that there. Let me get that off there. Let me get us situated here. Look at this. It's just not smooth. I mean, you can keep talking.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Phone a friend. Anytime you ask Adam a question, it takes him, it's a half a minute. This dude going to Google it, find it. I don't know if he got a relationship with Siri. I don't know. But
no, I told you to
stuff.
ask Adam, not ask Siri.
That's what it is. This dude is a research guru. Matt Hart, DeGary Owens, Truth. Hey! Justin know what it is. True story. Yeah. Justin know exactly what I'm talking about. He Freeze comment on beating us. We had played 9 more times. Yeah, hasn't aged well at all.
What's the point? Hang on.
Now,
Was that it? Was that it?
That was
the first.
That
was the first touchdown. So it's not the first one.
It's not the first one.
You told me it was first touchdown.
It could be. Play it. Let me see it. Paul.
Let me get this.
Near sides, needs a couple of blocks and gets him. And
No.
That wasn't it.
That was a hold though. That was a hold. And before we dig all the way into this game, let me shout out somebody. Anybody seen number 17 this game? Yeah. My boy's back.
Is he? I mean, he had the fumble recovery.
Yeah.
He had the interception and mop-up duty.
And did.
And he got beat a couple times.
Look, that's all part of the script.
Okay.
You don't understand what's coming. Who do we play next?
Ole Miss. Oh, so you think he's going to have another 3 interceptions?
Oh yeah.
What about last year?
Why you bringing up old shit? Why we focusing on
I'm
the present?
still waiting for the emergence of Huddy and Cuddy Island that I've been calling for since
That's
before
the thing.
season.
You're not on the staff, so you make this right here, this little thing that he does. I don't know what that is. The dude was out of bounds. He does like this, like I stopped him. I don't know what that is. It's goofy though. I don't know what it is. Oh, you know who we got here? It's Miss Teresa. Hey guys, driving home from Branson. I'm celebrating my 64th birthday. Go Hogs, and of course, go Chiefs. Hugs. Happy birthday, Miss Teresa. Somebody put some hearts on the screen for Miss Teresa for her 60th birthday. She's the most travelingest person I've never seen. Miss Teresa be everywhere on the road. I would love to see her picture roll. When I tell you she got some places that she's been and taking some pictures and posted, Steven says, I wish Ole Miss opponents would do the fake injuries against Ole Miss. Not against that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that would be really dope. Free Mr. Clark. Free Mr. Clark. Ojinga Carr. Shout out to you, Ojinga. Hey man, don't do that. People don't know. Ojinga Carr is a great guy. He helped me become an author. He wrote a book, and I was a part of his book, and I had my own chapter in his book. He always gets on me when I talk about Hudson Clark, man. Hey, I think Hudson Clark has a future if he decides to do it, whether it's free agency or whatever. But I think he's a good offensive mind. He's not as talented as I would like him to be, or fast. But he knows where he's supposed to be. He's getting ready for the redemption game, his last career, so he can do like this. We can do the lockdown. If Hudson Clark get 3 interceptions, he gonna brandish a weapon. He gonna show his waistline and pull a pistol. That's what he gonna do.
So he can get a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hudson Clark. He can do what he want to do.
Would he pull out a shotgun though?
Sounds racial. I'll take it though. I'll take it. Will our offense show up versus Ole Miss and Texas at home? Adam, what do you think about that?
Let's see. I made the comment in the last show on Hog Talk that I wish these games weren't in Fayetteville as much. My point being is we haven't played as good in Fayetteville. And then somebody reminded me, like, well, we beat the number 4 team in the country in Fayetteville. And I said, yeah, and we barely beat UAB in Fayetteville also. It's a matter of you've got to protect the ball and you've got to cause turnovers. Because we saw the stats during the Mississippi State game that our losses, we were like -8 in turnovers or something like that. But we were +3 in the wins. You've got to protect the ball. Correct. And a team like Texas is not going to turn the ball over too terribly much. But I think this Saturday, I think Lane Kiffin's going to come out to try to get his team back on track, and he's going to pull out whatever stops he can because it's Arkansas.
Greg Roberts, elaborate on that comment so I can actually speak on it. I'll wait on that. Justin Dunn said DB's celebrations are something else. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. It really is. So Jay Johnson's comment, and we're going to dig straight into this Mississippi State game. If the protection is there, it will. Anybody notice Patrick Kutas came back?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how much different the offensive line looked with one person in the game? Yeah.
You had your anchor back. Well, I'm not taking anything away from Carmona, and I don't want it to sound like that, but you've got somebody that you're not having to potentially shift around all the time. Oh, it's not working. Let's put him here. Like, no, Kudus has one job. He does his job well.
Yeah.
So that was a huge deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Patrick Kudus. And shout out to the training staff for working with him and getting him in good health. Also, shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke. Our tight end room does exist. They do actually get plays made for him. Called
Have
out
a
for
blocking tight end catch 2 touchdowns.
Man, look, it was a day. It was a day.
Hey, man, those number 81 tight ends are really killers, huh? It's an Aaron.
I got it. I get it.
I've been sitting on that since yesterday.
Got you. Mr. Reese said, any given Saturday seems like this year. Absolutely. Anything can happen any given Saturday. So, to really dig into this Mississippi State game, that was the most polished. Taylor Green was more polished in that game than it was Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
His anticipation to throw to Anthony in the end zone. As Anthony really got off the line from being pressed, I think he was double covered for sure. Maybe it was triple.
No, he threw the touchdown. It was in between 3 defenders.
Yeah.
He was double covered on the route, and then there was a third defender coming over towards the end zone, and he caught it in between 3 of them. That was a dime.
Right, absolutely. So that was a sweet play. And Justin talking about it right now. The play action pass. Yeah. Oh my God! So Ben, you said at the same time on the page, like the behind the back, that was vintage Ryan Mallett, and I'm just so glad that Petrino's here to work with him and show him that film work of how he was. When I tell you, Taylor Green was great with his feet this week, he was great with his eyes this week. He was great with his decision making. Once again, when he makes mistakes, I'm gonna call him on it, and when he does great, I'm gonna call him on it. Braylon Russell. And I got to find this clip. Because I talked to Braylon Russell's dad. And I think Braylon Russell joined the group this week, did he?
He did.
Braylon Russell in the group, y'all. So I'm going to find that clip, and I'm going to give it to you so we can put it up, or I'll put it up. Talked to Braylon Russell's dad when I went to the Auburn game.
16 rushes, 175
yards.
He just needed a touchdown, solidify it.
That was it.
Make it better. But, pulling up with Hammy, assuming that's what it was.
Right. So it was dope to see the young back in there. As Pittman said the other week, just because he's young don't mean he can't be great. So he definitely did what he needed to do as well, not only running but protection. So it was good to see a young physical back get in there and do his thing. I just think we look like a totally different team offensively. But as great as we looked offensively, defensively, it may have been the worst showing I've seen out of all the games we played.
You got bailed out in the first half multiple times.
The goal line stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them was touchdowns, I can't lie.
That one that was where he hit the pylon, that was the one that you just have to go back to how the play was called. Because, you have to have enough evidence to overturn it. I thought it was a touchdown. The missed field goal from their kicker, who's from Cersei, which it's annoying to hear these announcers mispronounce Cersei week in and week out because I forget who else it was. But we got bailed out multiple times. And so it was one of those, and we saw that little run in the second half towards fourth quarter or whatever when they scored like 2 straight touchdowns. I'm just like, are we imploding right now? Like, what is going on here? But then the offense still, continued to put them on them. So,
yeah. I think they are definitely treading in the right direction at this time of the year. You got another bye week coming up, but they definitely got to put it together. Yeah, you definitely got to put it together for this Ole Miss game. Not get too high, not get too low. Stay even keel. Keep getting guys healthy, and continue to keep growing and bonding as a unit. I would love to see Anthony and Satania get more receptions. Andrew Armstrong does what he does every week. Broden, though, I was ready to give Broden the pat on the back. I was ready to do it, and then Broden. He did what he do from time to time. So either way, he was involved. The tight end room was involved, so that was great to see.
Well,
Jay
even
says,
like us talking about Braylon Russell, there was a third down. I think it was third down, and Talon was scrambling, and I mean, Braylon caught it was like a 10 or 11-yard first down, but had to like stretch out to get it. And it's good to see your running backs be able to do that. And yes, Brad, Searcy.
Whoa. It is?
No, it's not. They pronounced it Searcy.
Okay.
On TV. He corrected himself later to Cersei, but there's been multiple games that somebody from Cersei, that's how the announcers pronounced it.
Gotcha. They got to put some respect on Arkansas. Every city in the state of Arkansas. But I think we're trading towards this direction. I will ask a question while we are here, guys, talking. Is Sam Pittman off the hot seat? Feel free to comment in the comments. Is Sam Pittman off the hot seat? 5-3.
What if are we playing the what if game?
No, because you'll say, what if they lose out?
Yeah, that was actually exactly where I was going with that.
I know. I've been around you enough to know that you are Mr. Debbie Downer. All right, lukewarm. Okay, I can take that, Ty. Lukewarm.
It's not hot. It's
not hot. It will take a bowl for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I'm at. You've got to get to the bowl game, which you're one game away from being bowl eligible. I think we all assume that'll be La Tech, but you want to go out here and get another SEC win or two.
Yeah. David said at this point he's off. Now, I will go back to a quote that I remember. Was that Brett Bielema? No, that was Houston Nutt. We're going to a bowl game with 6 wins. We want to go to a bowl game in January or in December when it's cold. We want to go somewhere warm. So the more games you win,
you want to get
the
to
warmer.
Playoff.
Yeah, that playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? Yeah, we ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. If we don't get a bowl at this point, he's on the hot seat. I definitely agree with that, Brad. Not against it at all. So, what did you see in the Mississippi State game before we transition to the Ole Miss game that you definitely liked about the game, and what do you feel like some opportunities for improve going into Ole Miss?
Offensive line looked a lot better. Taylor Green looked a lot more composed.
Yep.
He seems like which this is one you never know what's going to happen after the season, but only being a junior, another year with Bobby Petrino, Taylor will be that much more progressed as a quarterback, as a passer, as a decision maker. I will say that something I noticed between him and Russell on a few of their handoffs on the quarterback reads, there was kind of a millisecond of uncertainty that Braylon ended up, taking the ball, but it almost looked like Taylor wasn't too sure. If so I was just like, if it was any other team besides Mississippi State, you can't do that.
Correct.
You can't do that. But offensively, I honestly didn't have any issues. You hate to say it, but the interception that Taylor threw, he's going to throw one almost. I'm not going to say almost every game, but he's good for a turnover. And so that is what it is. Defensively, they've got to button it up because it's like ever since, honestly, I guess since the bye week, since the Tennessee game, it's just not the same defense that we've put out there previously.
Yeah. Clint got a comment saying R-Dub and T Green got to hold on to the ball. We got lucky a couple times and fumbled out. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about a bowl game before we go into this Ole Miss conversation. Nick Green. Let's get an Arkansas versus Colorado bowl game. The atmosphere and ratings will be fire.
So we can see all those former players. I've got a meme I made somewhere.
Gotcha. Well, look, we're going to dump straight into this Ole Miss game. You said, you mentioned earlier that Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss will come out guns a-blazing. That's what you feel?
That's what I feel in my heart of hearts.
And the game is where?
Fayetteville, 11 o'clock. One of those.
Well, 11 o'clock. I think we have an advantage with 11 o'clock kickoff at home. In my mind, I'm telling myself that.
Well, I mean, I honestly didn't mind the 11:45 kickoff yesterday. I know 11:40 or 11 a.m.s I've complained about previously. What don't I complain about? But it's one of those that at home, get it out of the way, get it over with.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with it though.
Gotcha. And because it's a home game, play Ole Miss, we will have recruits in the building. We don't have a specific number. I know some guys are actually getting added to that list. Seeing a conversation with Otis Kurt talking about what in-state players might be flipping to go to Arkansas. Of course, we got the Parkview guys. We got Sellers that's coming. He's committed to Arkansas. The other running back is going to Kansas State or committed to Kansas State. Kern from Marion is committed to LSU, and Wimberly, the linebacker from Bauxite, is currently committed to OU, and another player from Parkview is committed to OU. So he said, per Otis Kurt, he doesn't really feel any of those guys may be at the brink of flipping to go to Arkansas. Now, who knows what OU looks like at the end of the year as far as record wise? Arkansas wouldn't let me coach, so I'm going to take their players, DS. Hey.
Probably did say that.
He probably did say that. And of course, for the people who don't know, this is a joke Adam made up. But at the same time, he did get interviewed by Hunter Yurachek for the head coaching job before Pittman actually was named the head coach. And of course, when Hunter Yurachek was asked about it, he said he doesn't have the coaching experience. And we hired a coach. Yeah, we hired a coach that was an offensive line coach. But I digress. Neither here nor there.
So since we're playing that game,
all right,
let's play it for a second. So
let's do it.
You have a situation then. Whatever happens after this season, whether and I don't need my people watching in the comments, whatever, to get in their feels about this because our coach is our coach. Hypothetically, Sam leaves. Sam leaves on a high note. He retires on his own. Arkansas goes to a bowl game. Arkansas wins. Arkansas finishes with 7 or 8 wins. Are you okay with T. Will getting the job, who's never been a head coach before? Because then that would be 2 coaches that we've hired that have no head coaching experience after saying somebody didn't have head coaching experience.
Okay, so as opposed to answer your question with the question, I am going to answer your question directly and say I am okay with him being named or interviewing and being the head coach if Bob Petrino stays as the offensive coordinator. I can't take T. Will to be the head coach and have to rebuild the staff. The same way we seen Pittman come into play and we seen Odom be that older coach who was able to give him some heads up and some pointers on how to be a head coach, how to do things the head coaching way, and how to maneuver in this league because he was at Missouri previously before he got to Arkansas. That definitely has to happen if that opportunity came about for T. Will to take a head coaching job. Only that will I take. If it was anything to where Petrino was like, I'm out of here as well, Pittman is out, I'm retiring, I want to do something else, I'm leaving Arkansas as offense coordinator, and you offer T. Will a head coaching job, and you don't have Petrino, I don't love it as much. So I think I would like T. Will to take the job just because I understand what he does in recruiting. I understand having a defensive-minded coach is great in the SEC. I like the players, the caliber players he's bringing on campus and have an opportunity to land them. Some he has, some he has not. But you got to have an offensive mind. We're in an offensive league. We're in an offensive era of football where it's all about scoring points. So if you don't have someone that's on your staff, and I don't know who you can go out there and get that is a premier guy, because you can't afford to have 2 up-and-comers on the same staff. It just won't work. It's not efficient. So you got to have someone who has done it before, who is well-versed, who has relationships, who can develop players and recruit top-notch players. So Petrino would have to stay as the offense coordinator for T. Will to take the job, for my liking.
Well, I'm going to go on to Brad right here. I like Odom and leave T. Will and BP in place. Here's the thing with that. is because I've thought about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us made the jokes, the comments after seeing Barry Odom on a few SEC network
Media
shows,
outlets.
and whatnot for a couple weeks there. I feel like if Odom came in, you could keep Bobby Petrino. I don't think you would keep T. Will at all, not even close. And I feel like Barry Odom's going to bring in Michael Schur, who's his defensive coordinator at UNLV, who was Arkansas's linebacker coach under Odom, who was also a Missouri player under Odom, etc. He's going to bring him with him wherever he goes if that were to be Arkansas. So the only way I think T. Will stays if Pittman leaves is if T. Will's the head coach.
Gotcha.
My opinion.
Gotcha. I like how you put that together, my friend. Definitely gave us a different little outlook in that moment. Justin says, if I'm Coach T. Will, turn on that Kentucky Ole Miss tape and tell them boys tighten up. Can't let Dart have too much time. No, you can't. What's my man name? The defensive lineman. I want to give him some credit this week. Been here forever. Changed his body 11 times. Gregory.
Eric Gregory.
Hey, I want to give him some credit, man. I think he gets a lot of defensive linemen get lost in the sauce unless they're just making sacks. I don't even know. Did your boy? Did the SEC All-American potential first rounder? Did he make any sacks this game?
I think he may have.
No.
Did he not? Oh, he just had the fumble recovery, forced fumble,
okay.
2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery.
Gotcha. Either way, cuz man, we like certain players, and I think you like Jackson, Landon Jackson.
I like
either way,
playing that video of him in the training camp before
slapping the bags.
Yeah.
I wonder if we ever let that down on draft day. Go ahead.
I'm looking. Yes, he did have 1 sack actually.
He had 1 sack.
Mm-hmm. And your boy had a sack, Jaden Johnson. And Eric Gregory and Brad Spence had half sacks. And Steven Dix and Cam Ball had half sack.
Cam Ball, Eric Gregory definitely been putting some pressure up the middle, forcing these guys to flush the pocket. So shout out to them. I was watching a little bit and seeing Greg. I'm like, who is that making some pressure, making some noise in the front? It was Eric Gregory. So shout out to him. Yep, Brad. I say it would also depend on the other possible candidates. Yeah. Well, but if we talking hypotheticals here, guys, so if it ever came to that situation, and I wouldn't be mad at Pittman for doing whatever he does going forward. I'm thankful for his time here. I'm thankful for his passion for the state of Arkansas. Proud downstate, embracing the Hogs, the whole 9. I'm very thankful for what he's done, the ups and the downs. So I'm just thankful for his time. Love the energy T. Will brings and would like to see us give him a chance. Joshua, if he does retire, you have to throw the bag at T. Will and BP. Got it? Will, what do you think about Rhett Lashley?
I think the bigger question would be, would he keep Bobby Petrino?
That's the question.
He's an offensive-minded guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be, would Petrino stay in that sense?
And I think, Matt brought this up before. We talked about potential candidates if it ever came to that point. I like Rhett Lashley as a potential. The relationships, the connections that he has in the state of Texas, that's definitely going to pay dividends in regards to recruiting if he decides or the opportunity presents itself. The question is, who will he have on the other side that can run the defense and do what they do? And I really don't think if anybody comes in as a coach that T. Will stay as defensive coordinator. I think we'll regret that down the road. Adam, nice explanation. I did know about Odom's DC and UNLV. Yep. Will, thank you for correcting me. Landon Jackson showed up. Gregory would have had 2 sacks, but he had a face mask on 1. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Rather keep T. Will than Bobby, probably. Not mad at it. Look, with all that being said, guys, we talked about it. We know what next week looks like. Hopefully the defense can button up on the back end. We can continue to try to get some pressure. Ever since the Tennessee game is when the defensive line kind of really turned it on and started putting pressure on the quarterback, being able to flush him and let the secondary play as they will. I think that another week we get some guys healthier. hopefully in the secondary, and let those guys continue to flourish. The tight end room has showed up. They have arrived. Once again, I have not seen Shamar Easter. Yeah, I'm just saying it now. So at the end of the season, you're like, oh, I can't believe I haven't seen the man play, and he was a prize in-state recruit that we
This is at
begged.
least the 10th reference to Shamar Easter. So
Yeah, I'm just keeping tabs. So when people are like, I can't believe, yeah, I'm telling you now, I'm believing it. Rhett is from the Gus Tree. He is. His style is a tad bit different from BP. Yeah, I think BP focused more on run game, so run spread, a power run spread. But looking at what we see from the team, I hope that this particular offense shows up again against Ole Miss. I'm not against a shootout, Arkansas versus Ole Miss. I'm not against that at all. Maybe we can see a has heave. See how I did that? Maybe it's a has heave, not a Hunter Henry heave. Tight ends are alive this week, man. Hypothetically speaking, Jay says, if the T Will situation were to happen, how patient would the Arkansas fan base be if he doesn't have immediate success? It moved success, or if it's consistent 6-7 win season. Oh, they're gonna be pissed. Pissed. We want instant 10 win. It's kind of like, I don't know what you guys talking about. It's like these dating shows where these women say, he has to make six figures, he has to be 6 foot tall, and he has to. You ain't never dated nobody like that in your life, lady. Now all of a sudden you want that. So as an Arkansas fan, you want somebody to come in and get 10 wins and send you to New Year's Day bowl games every year. You ain't never had that. Stop it. Sean, I think you're new. Glad to have you. All it took was for Gums to quit the team, for the tight ends to get some passes thrown their way. I told you this. I don't know how real this is, Sean, and you made the comment, but we had a conversation about this or something similar to that. So shout out to you for that. Justin said Rhett helped jumpstart Miami offense. He did. He was OC. Then Miami transfer showing out. Absolutely. Justin, my man. Pop the balloon. Coach's edition. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He has to make six figures. He has to be 7 feet tall, and I was like, ma'am, you've never dated no one like this in your life. Now you're asking for this. It's ridiculous. If you know,
my
you know. If
question
you don't,
back
you
would
don't.
be, how many baby daddies you got?
Have you seen this show? Because that's an episode. Oh, I'm gonna send it to you.
All right.
I'm gonna send it to you. Like, we'll talk about it off air. It's about to get out of pocket. Anyway, it's getting that time. We're running late. Once again, we thank you guys every single week for supporting and participating in these comments. Shout out to Supreme Premium Supply for being our sponsor. Once again, if you didn't catch it in the beginning, Mr. Hart is not feeling well. He was out tonight, so it is the two peas in the pod podcast. We might have to bring that tonight, and he'll be back with us next week. Hopefully, he's feeling better. Hey, Halloween is coming up. If you are participating in Halloween, please make sure you are being safe. Make sure your children are being safe. Enjoy yourself, and I'm sure your dentist is going to be upset. They're going to be happy because they're giving you money. Other than that, I say if Sam leaves, we should throw heavy money at an NFL guy. How's that worked out for Nebraska?
We saw what Harbaugh did. He went back to the NFL. I mean, granted, won a national championship.
Just a note. If you know, you know. Just a note. 20v1, be right. I got to send you these videos, Adam, so you know what we're talking about. All right. With all that being said, we are out of here for the week. We definitely appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing love to us, hitting the like, comment. Thank you for sharing this with anybody who is interested in this content. We'll continue to grow every single week. We watch these numbers on views and likes, and you are helping us reach a much larger audience every single week with you guys' comments and participation. Once again, like, subscribe, and share on all the platforms that we are available on. With all that being said, we are out of here, and we thank you guys for another great week. Peace.